Why, is that a rainy day I see approaching? I do declare, it's gonna be a busy day today. Welcome to our fifth episode of Rainy Day Let's Play. I'm Solon, and we got an interesting one today because it's super fucking short. Only like 15 minutes. Oops. Or maybe that's a great thing. I don't know. And we are going to talk about some motherfucking systems analysis. Something we really haven't talked about yet. A lot of our discussion so far has been about themes and ideas. We're going to talk about some kind of exciting stuff today. But first, we got to blow the bridge on this fucker! Yeah, the bridges don't stop bloodshots. That was a foolish idea to think that. Anyways, we're actually going to finally get to Sanctuary today. After we run around and do all these helping out quests and kill a couple bowling mongs and hopefully not get lost. I gotta say, that's the worst part of this area is the first big area you're dropped into, and it's just like, where the hell am I? Where can I use a car and where can I not? I want to try to we're going to get our car here soon, and we want to drive everywhere. But then it's like, oh, get out of your car. I'm going to force you to walk through this area. And you're like, no, I'm going to drive around. I'm going to make the jump or something, or get into this area with my car. And they're like, no. Nope, get out, walk. And it's like, ah, crap, guys. Killing me. What else we got? Oh, yeah. A lot of things about the car. We'll get to that once I start driving, because that is easily one of the biggest pain in the asses in this game. A lot of the game is about ease of use, and then they make this big fat car you have to drive. Anyways, systems analysis. The biggest thing that I think we can even talk about, I mean, besides like, mechanics of the game or viewing dynamics of agency in the game. But we're going to talk about emergent gameplay. And when you hear emergent gameplay, you should be like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I want to hear. Emergent gameplay is awesome. Basically, it's the patterns within a game that are not intentionally designed or programmed as play experiences. They're made in there. They're put into a game, but they may be just patterns that have been idealized by a programmer. So in a lot of cases it's like shooting at someone in the head gives you a critical advantage, so you want to aim for the head as much as possible. And this game likes to play around with that by moving that critical spot in a lot of different ways. Oh, it's not that easy. You can't just get a car. Gotta do a quest. You hear that? That's the sound of a fetch quest. Oh my god, we love those.
He's locked the station to prevent the bandits from using it, but I'm reading an inactive Hyperion bot in the Bloodshot camp. If you can attach its interface adapter to the catch-a-ride, I can hack the machine and get you a car.
Thank you, floating narrator lady. Oh, there it is. It's just right next door. Kind of a weird twist. It's like, we want to just give you the car, but we don't want to just give you the car. We're gonna make you, work for it. And work in this game is literally just spending time. Because it's not like dying is much of a bad thing. Except for me, because I'm doing a Let's Play. In that case, dying is a bad thing, because time is the enemy. The idea is, get through the Let's Play quickly. Don't get killed by suicide psychos. Not gonna happen. Anyways, about emergent gameplay. Since games are so dynamic as artistic systems... Wow, I'm sorry. So, games are artistic systems, and they're very, very dynamic and large and expansive, and so sometimes patterns emerge. And this kind of is one of the magical 16-wheeled space unicorn elements of what makes games the insane twisted media creature that they are. And so Emergent gameplay is some of the coolest stuff that you can possibly look at as a designer of a game or as a player of a game, because this is where the communication comes full circle. This game loves to play with the basically the dynamics that they saw from the first game. First game, you kind of get your test. All the changes that you see in the second game are because of that emergent gameplay that they found. They want to play with the numbers, play with the data mostly, and that's kind of also the most disappointing part, is that they just play with the numbers. They give you things like guns that you can throw like a grenade instead of reload, which is super cool in a lot of ways, in a lot of like combat specific ways, but doesn't really add that much to the game as a whole in a more like thematic or artistic sense. It's kind of just numbers, which is okay, but it's exciting and it's fun, and so to that extent, it's a very, very cool thing. The upside to emergent gameplay is that a good designer can predict the themes of emergent gameplay. So like we can take, I'll get into examples in just a second. You can take BioShock's main pattern of killing everything that you meet, which is a common theme in first-person shooters, is there's a thing, I gotta kill it. There's a whole bunch of things, all of them have to die. And that's countered perfectly by the death of Andrew Ryan, where you as a player are ripped of your agency and your control. And he's like, by the way, all those people you killed, that was me, sucker! And then he Gangnam Styles out of the room with a golf club in his head. I am gonna be all over that Pim and Taco.
Try requesting another car.
Alright, we get our car, we get Catch a Ride. This is pretty sweet. We get Light Runner, rocket launcher equipped, or machine gun equipped. Either way, it doesn't matter, because the main thing that matters is picking the pink car. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't pick the pink car, because it's kind of the coolest color in the game. Now, to be fair, it was the coolest color in Borderlands 1. It's not the coolest color in Borderlands 2. Not because it's bad, it's fantastic, but there's a lot more colors to choose from. You could say that emergent gameplay is everyone always pick the pink car. That's not something that's inherently designed in the game, but just what happened when you put the controller in the hands of players. That's something that you're not going to get from other mediums. And that communication is kind of what creates the more artistic feelings, and that's how you get something like the product of BioShock is. So many FPSs come out, so many ideas thrown out, and then the communication comes full circle when the new game comes out. That makes everyone go, that was weird. That intrigued me. This car. The things that can be said about this car. The change that they made between Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 to the driving system is that they made the cars fat. They gave them hella weight, which is super realistic, which is fantastic if you love not being able to drive your car. They upgraded all the gunning systems, so it kind of actually made sense. You don't have to like be shooting straight in front of you all the time. But you can't run over things anymore. You can't just run something over to get rid of it. Which was hilarious in the first game and always fun. And in this game, not only do they make it difficult to kill something by running it over, because not only does the car have weight, but things that you run over also have weight, making it completely depressing to run over a skag or run over a bullymong. Because you just feel it hit your car and you're like, That's the sound I make when I hit things. Anyways, we are almost gonna get into Sanctuary. Almost.
Name's Roland. I used to be a vault hunter like you, until I formed the Crimson Raiders. We'll catch up when I get back to Sanctuary.
But we have to find the old commandos. Dude.
My men tell me Corporal Reese hasn't returned the power core that we need to keep the city's shields running. Bring Reese back to Sanctuary, and you'll have earned your place.
So that's awesome. Woo, vehicle turrets. Alright. Get out of here. Come on.
Contacted you? Good. Listen to what he says. He can help us defeat Jack.
Alright, so another example of a pattern. Just thought of this one. Binding of Isaac. Fantastic game. Favorite game of 2011. Hands down. It entirely involves grabbing power-ups and constantly consuming power. And that's like the main concept of the game that they're working with. And the designer challenges this aesthetically, not mechanically, like a lot of other things, but by putting Isaac's soul on the line. As he grows more powerful, he also becomes more demonic and less pure, which is kind of crazy. I don't want to run these guys over. It feels bad. I'm just gonna shoot him. That's the other side of Emergent gameplay, is that if the player doesn't actually like doing something, they can choose not to do it. Maybe, I mean, it could even be like they don't enjoy living, and so they don't do it, which a lot of games take advantage of, which is kind of cool. Speaking of taking advantage, I have a lot of badass tokens. And guess what? We're not going to use them yet. I'll figure out another time to use them. It'll happen someday. So, Emergent gameplay can come from a lot of angles and sources, and because of that, it can be capitalized on by a good designer. Mechanically, aesthetically, narratively, systematically, any number of just ludicrous ways. Any way you can imagine, it can be challenged like that. The downside is that when it comes to Borderlands 2, a lot of these ideas that the game brings up, it doesn't really capitalize on. And that's my biggest critique against it, and a lot of AAA games, is that they have all these big ideas that show up, but because the teams are so big and because there's so much going on, they can't like process what the player's going to do and what that means in the overall schema. Usually it's what the player's going to do and how can we control that. There's a lot of themes in Borderlands 2 that just aren't capitalized on in a way that it could be, and with the first Borderlands as well to an extent. Which, as a sequel, you would kind of hope that as many things can be brought up as possible. Pokemon is a fantastic example of that, where they have this idea of, gotta catch them all, and then the newest games come out challenging that idea of what does it mean to actually catch them all, and how is that reflective as they are living creatures. And so that's where there's a lot of that charm in challenging the themes and ideas of your games and what players are going to be interacting with. Oh, dead bodies everywhere. Wow! Reese has been busy. Also, this is a thing. I'll just let my honey take care of it. Ah, she's fine. And the racks. This poor guy it's not his day. Although he's very large. He's a very, very big boy who ate his green beans and his broccoli. Spoilers, that's how you get really big like that.
Another sentry kill.
That's why I'm 11 feet tall. True story. You don't know that, but you know that now.
Hunter. Didn't think I rated that much of a rescue. One of those psychos ran off with the
Did I ever tell anyone I was a Vault Hunter, or did they just like... Do I glow? Do I have a smell to me?
Get that core back to Sanctuary.
What does that mean? How does he just know by looking at me that I'm a Vault Hunter, and why does that rate much of a rescue? Because as far as I can tell, I'm level 8, and there's going to be a lot more awesome people around. I honestly just got here. Poor Reese. He was one of the good ones. We only knew him for a short time. In 5 minutes we'll actually know him better dead than alive. So that's sad. Alright, so we'll stop at the beginning of this camp and then Next episode, we're gonna actually get to Sanctuary. Because... side quests and fucking around. Alright. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you on the flip side.